Hi, my name is Rob Warnberger. I'm a third year medical student, and in this video I'm going to show you how to reset your Anki deck when your cards are overdue. I found that a lot of people that I've worked with have come to a point where they have way too many cards that are overdue and they're struggling with how to reschedule their long overdue cards. There is a way to reset the information on your cards and forget them. However, this ends up erasing all the information associated with that card that you have put into it in previous studying sessions. Another common mistake that I see people make is that they will just hit spacebar, hit good a bunch of times, scheduling those cards out into the future. However, when you do this, it messes with Anki's algorithm and will end up decreasing its efficiency in helping you to remember those cards. So instead, I'm going to show you an alternative approach to rescheduling your overdue cards. So here we are in the main Anki deck. I have way too many cards that are overdue, and I would like to reschedule them so I can see them all over the next 2 weeks. How are we going to go about doing that? Well, first we can come up here into the browser, search in the browser for the Anki deck, and then we're going to put in is due. All right, and hit search. And now we have all the cards in the Anki deck that are due today, and many of which are overdue. And the one thing I wanted to highlight is that there is a function to reset cards back to new called forget. However, when you do that, you end up erasing all the information associated with that card. So whether you knew this or not, every card has a ton of data on it based on when you reviewed that card, how long it took you to review that card, as well as the intervals and how you had been rating it. That information is useful for the algorithm to appropriately schedule your cards. So instead, what we can do is hit Control A, and then we can reschedule this over the next 2 weeks. And then we can go to Set Due Date, and then we can reschedule this between 0 and 14 days. All right. And after we hit OK, you'll now see that I only have 104 due cards due today. And if we go up to the stats, you can now see those cards that were due today have been equally distributed across 2 weeks. In my personal experience, what I've tried to do is focus on cards that I don't know well. What I tend to do is look at the variable ease. Ease is basically like the multiplying factor that Anki uses to schedule out cards. It can also be used as a gauge for how well you know individual cards. What we can do is go back up here into the browser, put in prop ease, and then do less than 2.4, and we'll see what comes up. So about 854 cards have an ease less than 2.5. And so now I can make sure that I'm reviewing cards that I don't know well earlier on, as opposed to cards that I do know well. I can wait a little bit longer before seeing those. Now that I have all these cards pulled up, we're going to select them all. Now the next part I need to do is make sure that I'm scheduling out the cards which have a higher ease than 2.4. So we just rewrite this to say greater than. Now we have all the cards with an ease greater than 2.4. In other words, these are cards that we know well, and we can push those cards further into the future and we don't need to see them as soon. And so now if we go back into the stats, and so now we can go ahead and look at how our cards have been distributed over the next couple days. Alright, so I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you want to get the most out of Anki, I do offer a free tutoring service. You can check out more information about that in the description below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.